Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
We just got a massive report today from Matt Gelb of The Athletic regarding the Phillies and Bo Bichette sweepstakes. And what once felt like an absolute pipe dream of Bichette coming to Philly now seems like it's actually on the table for real. This is huge, and we need to break down everything that just dropped. Stay with me because this could change the entire trajectory of this franchise. Before we get into the news today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. When you download Kalshi using the link below and enter code DIGESTMLB, you will get $20 when you trade your first $100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the entire United States. On their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events like sports, elections, news, and pretty much everything. Whether you're in California, Texas, Nebraska, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For all my sports fans watching this video, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out anytime. The Phillies season is coming up on us here, and they have markets for each division winner in the NL East. As you can see here, the Mets currently have the best percentage on Kalshi to win the division. I don't really believe that. I think it should be the Phillies, but that means you're getting a good deal here on Kalshi. It's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Download Kalshi with the link in the description. Don't forget to use code DIGESTMLB and get your $20 bonus. Thank you once again to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. All right, we are back here, and yes, as I was saying before, the Phillies have a meeting set with Bo Bichette in the coming days, and as circumstances this offseason have changed, according to Matt Gelb, so has their interest level in the star infielder. We're going to dive deep into the report from Gelb here, and I want to start with the main points right now. Matt Gelb and Ken Rosenthal, both who write for The Athletic and are both big-time names in the industry, sort of put out a collab article today as far as the Bichette and Philly stuff. Here's what it reads. As the Phillies reach a possible inflection point in their offseason, they have scheduled a meeting with free agent infielder Bo Bichette and done extensive work on the various roster ripple effects of signing him, multiple sources told The Athletic. Bichette is expected to meet with Phillies officials on a video conference call in the coming days. Those sources said the club's interest in Bichette is legitimate, and if it results in a deal, it would likely require the team to move on from roster mainstays JT Realmuto and Alec Bohm. And Alec, let me skip down a little in the article here because there are a few more important points. The Phillies are entering what looks like to be a competitive market. Bichette has numerous big market teams interested. Both the Cubs and Red Sox want to add an infielder, whether it's Bichette or Alex Bregman. The Dodgers loom as a possible destination. A lower-term, higher salary deal with the Yankees, if they fail to re-sign Cody Bellinger, could be an option as well. All those clubs might be more motivated to strike a deal with Bichette than the Phillies, who would have to rearrange their roster to accommodate such an addition. In November and December, team officials believed they would not be involved in Bichette's market. While they liked the player, they expected him to command a deal beyond their reach, especially since the Phillies had internal free agents to retain. But as a standoff with Realmuto has lingered, the Phillies began debating different paths. Bichette's market has not collapsed. The combination of money that is allocated for Realmuto being unspent and Bichette's willingness to move off shortstop has opened the door. The Phillies have one of the 5 highest payrolls in MLB, and while they had a straightforward plan entering this offseason, they were going to keep tabs on the bigger-name free agents. On top of that, the Phillies would still need money to throw at a patchwork catching solution. They would not go into 2026 with only Rafael Marchand and Garrett Stubbs. One option would be Victor Caratini. He has yet to sign with a team, and league sources said he'll delay his decision until there is clarity on Realmuto. He is at best a part-time catcher, but he could pair with Marchand or Stubbs. Ryan Jeffers has never started more than 81 games behind the plate in a season, but the Phillies have had interest in the Twins catcher. Assume that at the very least the Phillies need to set aside $6 million to secure Realmuto's replacement should they not retain him. This would represent a significant change in course, one with ramifications in the clubhouse and in how the Phillies handle their pitchers. Realmuto is often cited as the backbone of everything the Phillies have built with their effective pitching program. They praise his conviction in calling games, their specific familiarity with the veteran that has benefited many of them. That was a lot to read there. But the big spark notes here, the Phillies are having a meeting with Bo Bichette. It's basically everything you could have asked for at this point. Yes, it's a virtual meeting, but you have to assume it's a Zoom call with tons of Phillies officials, the GM, coaches, maybe even some players on the call to help convince Bichette to come to Philadelphia. There was another report today from John Heyman of the New York Post that I have to pull up here regarding Bichette. He said, Bichette has a great relationship from Toronto with new Phillies bench coach Don Mattingly. The super-focused win-first Phillies would need to move third baseman Alec Boehm, then use Bichette either at third base or second base and move Bryson Stott to third base. Phillies players were texting Bichette about the possibility last weekend of playing for Philadelphia when Bichette was celebrating his wedding. Obviously, the pickup of Don Mattingly cannot hurt this situation. Mattingly was the bench coach for Bichette back in Toronto for all of Mattingly's time there. Bichette's been there a little longer than Mattingly, but not a crazy long amount of time. They've worked together a lot. I can't imagine that would hurt the Phillies' chances. So here's my grand plan for how this happens. How do they make this happen? There are a couple steps here. First, they're not going to be able to retain JT Realmuto. Obviously, the two sides are at a standoff. JT Realmuto wants either more money per year or more years than he's probably worth at this point as a 35-year-old catcher. I think JT is wanting more than the Phillies want to give him. So JT would have to walk and not return to the Phillies. Second, the Phillies would have to trade Alec Boehm. Boehm settled today for $10.2 million in arbitration. There will be a video going out tomorrow about every player that settled and everything that had to do with Phillies arbitration. So that will go out on Friday. Boehm would have to be traded. His $10 million salary would free up space so the Phillies can get Bichette. And then at that point, the last thing would be obviously getting a catcher, whether it would be Ryan Jeffers or Victor Caratini. Those options are there. You know, are they as good as JT? No. But that's the risk you have to take with bringing in a bat like Bichette. The last thing would be figuring out if Bichette plays second or third. I think either could work. It comes down to, I would just say, probably the preference of Bichette. If you're signing him to a big deal, he probably gets first dibs on where he wants to play and where the Phillies feel like Bichette would fit best. It seems like Trea Turner is staying at short, obviously after a very good defensive year from him and a bounce-back defensive year, but that's kind of where we're at. This is big news. The Phillies are getting in hard on this Bo Bichette market, and it doesn't seem like a dream anymore. It seems like something that could actually happen. The meeting is scheduled. The interest is legitimate. The dominoes are starting to fall. If you guys like this video, please subscribe down below, and I will be back tomorrow with an arbitration video just so you guys know everything that's going on. But this has been the newest episode of Phillies Digest. My name is Luke, and I will see you guys next time.